Hey folks, so I have a migraine. In results, the video I've recorded has not been edited. I haven't had the wherewithal to do it, so this is what you're getting today. What you're getting today is a thought I had the other night. So, as we all know now, the right is on the rise in the US, it's on the rise in the UK, Italy, France, Germany are probably next. It's a scary time to be a member of a minority, whether that's a gender minority, a sexual minority, an ethnic minority, or just being a woman. It's a fucking scary time to be just a woman. Holy shit. So, you can imagine, as with a lot of people, my thoughts have been very much taken up with where do we go from here? What can we do? And I don't have the physical strength to be an active activist, as in go out and protest. I physically don't have the health to do it. But I am trying to be an artist. I've written a novel. I've got one webcomic that I'm still working on, even though there's nothing going up from it, because I'm working on another webcomic that's going to be going up in the new year. I play music. I'm trying to teach myself to compose. I have been for a while. I'm trying to be an artist. The only thing I'm not trying to do is be a poet, because I'm fucking awful at poetry, so yeah. And it was from that frame of mind that I stopped and thought, hang on, art is seditious. Art is resistance. Even if you don't want it to be, it is. If you belong to one of those minorities, because art feeds from your subconscious. It feeds on what's going on in the back of your head and is clawing at your mind and making you squirm. And even if you try and drown that out, you can't do it totally. And that made me realize that there's probably, in the last 50 years, never been a moment where it's been more important to be an artist. Artists can shape dialogue because they can give a container for that dialogue, something to give it a shape. In this day and age, when I can contact anyone on the planet outside of a handful of specific countries at will, it's impossible to truly censor it. A good example of that would be the Spanish president who wants memes to be made illegal. This is the interwebs, dude. You have no power here. You don't. Ultimately, the net is almost impossible to truly censor, which means that art truly can be a resistance now. There's no way for them to gather up digital art and burn it, because anyone who creates digital art of any kind is going to have a backup copy, and they're just going to upload it somewhere else, and somewhere else, and somewhere else, and people will look at it and they'll go, I like that, I'm going to share it, and they'll share it, and suddenly it's scattered across the entire globe, on hard drives everywhere. You can't contain it. Short of shutting down the web completely, you cannot contain it. So again, there's never been a more important time to be an artist, and there's a reason I say that is this. The US is on the verge of coming under the control of a demagogue. We've already seen the shit he's pulled in the last 2 weeks. He tried to get his entire family, including his son-in-law, top security clearance. That. Pence goes to go see Hamilton on Friday night. He gets booed and jeered, and Trump says, "Safe space! Safe space!" Where's the safe space for all the people that Pence is about to completely and utterly terrorize and victimize? That's the world we're heading into. And it's up to artists, it's up to activists to get on the street and protest and write letters and ring politicians and try and force a dialogue and try and force a change. But it's up to artists to lampoon. It's up to artists to pop bubbles, to spear. Essentially, it's up to artists to show that the Hydra is actually a tiny little gecko. And as much as it can be dangerous, ultimately, the only thing in history that has ever changed things is a small dedicated group of people. Not huge, sweeping movements. There are a handful of exceptions, one of which terrifyingly is Nazism. That changed everything for multiple generations. But by and large, the only things that peacefully change anything are small, motivated, directed groups of people who want things to change. And that can be artists. That can be artists, and that can be creative people, and that could be people here on YouTube. It can be people on Facebook. It can be people on the various webcomic hosts. It can be people on Tumblr. It can be people on Instagram. It can be people on Daily Motion. It can be people streaming their thoughts. It can be people writing novels, writing poems, painting, drawing, sketching, cartooning, musicians, composers. For one thing, this is a glorious time to be creative because it is so ripe with inspiration. Unfortunately, the inspiration is rather terrifying, but it's there. That inspiration does exist, and the fact that it does exist means that because it's a dark inspiration, it's up to creative people to shine a light on it. Most things that dwell and grow and prosper in the dark flee from the light. So I guess what I'm saying is this is kind of a call to arms to anyone that will watch this who is an artist and a creative person. Create. Poke holes in the thoughts and ideas of Herr Führer Drumpf, of Il Duce Theresa May, Le Pen, whoever the fuck they are in Germany and Italy, I can't remember their names right now. Pop them like balloons. Show them for what they are. Show the world what they are in a way that lasts and makes people stop and think. A classic example of that is comedy. Comedy is a great way of dealing with the powerful because you laugh and then it makes you stop. Why did I laugh? And it helps you to realize how ridiculous their ideas are, their ideals are. It's a golden time to be an artist, and it's a time when it's important to be an artist. I realised that. And as I said, I have been working very hard to become an artist. And 2 nights ago, my webcomic that I was going to be releasing next month is now going to be released in January, and the reason it is, everything's changed. I can't write a happy, fluffy comic when that's not the world we're in. That's my ammunition for the cause. I'm going to create a webcomic that I hope will help people like me smile and laugh and go, fuck yeah, and give them a sanctuary, even if it's only for a few seconds every few days. That's what I can do. That and write and ring a lot of politicians. They're going to fucking hate me by the end of this. But what can you do? Can you write a song? Do it. Can you write a poem? Do it. A novel? Do it. If you can, even a meme, if you have an idea for a Joe Biden, Obama meme, or a Michelle Obama meme, or something that pokes holes at the powerful and corrupt, do it. This is a time for doing things. This is a time for making your voice heard. This is a time to say, this is the world I live in and it is not right. And here's what I can do to help to make it better. Do with that what you will. So I'll be back again next Sunday, hopefully with something a bit more cheerful. Be good. Be good to each other. Bye for now.